I gotta get my weather.
All right.
I'm tired of them seeing me get a walk over here and all. Good.
Now they're gonna think you're drunk. Well, do you like your
I really want to do it. Yeah.
Do you like your neighbor and open carry out while he's walking the dog? If he sees you coming, he kind of lifts his jacket a little bit so you can see his. I'm like, I know exactly.
I want to know. I want to think. Everybody needs to think that I got one all the time. Well, even if I do, that's beside they need to think that I got it done all the time. But I really
Okay, are we?
want to say.
We've got.
Oh, I'm on time. After them people all in this woman is going back to bed. Poor Jack.
You see little lines popping up over there.
Well, we're not over here. This is you.
Yeah.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Testing. We made it all the way to Friday Eve. Now, one good night's sleep away from an historic moment, a very historic moment, and another hero from Jacksonville will be part of that history. Yay.
Yes, right.
It's exciting.
That's right.
To me, it's very exciting. Christina Cook will be the first woman ever to get a personal, relatively up close and personal look at the dark side of the moon, Earth's natural satellite. Christina and the other Artemis II crew members will ride Orion back to Earth after traveling over 1 million miles over a 10-day mission. Might be time for an oil change, don't you think?
Yeah.
I bet you so.
Yeah.
Given the toilet problems, there might be a lot of changes being needed up there.
Truck oil change.
Oh my,
plugs.
yeah.
Rotate.
At 1.5 million miles, can you imagine that? I'm thinking, y'all,
I like that.
why not?
I like that.
We can just all shred up some paper and, and then there's a cleanup, of course, but it would be worth it. The last mission to our very own and only moon, some planets have more than one, was more than a half century ago. One more trip is planned before we put Earthlings back on the lunar surface. Hopefully that'll be next year. Keep the whole crew in your thoughts and prayers as they begin battening down the hatches on Orion, scheduling for tomorrow's splashdown along the coast of California. Good Thursday to y'all. I'm Rayford Brown, looking forward to more of these trips in the future.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Happy Friday Eve, and I'm Lee Barrows. And just for those of you that are interested, 7:10 tomorrow night. 7:10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Which is going to be like 4:10.
7:10, right. And that's the splashdown. Now, you might want to keep a check on it because it may change a little bit here and there.
Well, yeah.
But usually they're spot on.
Yeah, it's at that exact touchdown because this depends upon the fall, the rate of way. If that shoot deploys a little bit early or a little bit late, then it's going to be a different time when he lands.
And I'm sure there'll be plenty of television channels that'll be televising it. I go to YouTube.
Every one of them will.
I go to NASA on YouTube. NASA. NASA.
NASA or NASA.
NASA. I always want to say.
If you hold your pinky up when you're drinking the tea, it's not.
Answer Tim's call.
Tim's calling?
Tim's calling.
Why is Tim calling? Hello.
Howdy.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, that's a good thing. Good morning. Earth to Tim, Earth to Tim. Donkeyville, where are you?
Yeah, we down here in Eutawville, South Carolina, baby. That's where you is.
Well, your signal's coming in from the moon, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What's happening?
I just want to say a little diesel fuel report this morning. I mean, before y'all get the show started hard and heavy, I made it. I'm on the way to Cross, which I'm not far from it. And diesel fuel in Leland was $5.59.
Oh, Lord.
And when I got on the interstate, the highest I found was $6.04 a gallon. And that was in South Carolina. And the lowest I found was $5.29. So it has come down a little bit.
Well, it's all over the place here. I've been watching it, and approaching $6, $5.49, that kind of crap. Then gasoline is doing the same thing. It's all over the place. It's everywhere. If you know, I cannot believe it. I really cannot believe it. Over $1 more per gallon for gasoline.
Yeah.
That it was, what, 6 months ago, 3 months ago?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I bought some Saturday, $5.99.9, so just for $6 a gallon.
That's called $6.
Yeah, that's called $6. And it was last week when I came down here, it was anything from $6.14 down to $5.99. So that's what I thought I'd call you and get a little compressed. Don't get choked up right now.
Yeah, well, if we don't get a handle on what's going on, and that means getting a handle on it means me putting my hands around the neck of the people that's in charge of it and choking them until they can barely breathe, and then letting them have 2 more breaths and do it again. And then they won't let me do that anymore. Hell, take the fun and the effectiveness out of getting business done.
It just blows my mind, because you remember back in the 70s when gasoline went up, and years later we found out, and I don't know who it was what let them in, but you know, all them oil tankers was sitting out in the ocean, just floating along.
You could see them, all the boaters that going in and out of the inlet there at Southport, they could see them out there. They were anchored up. They weren't just tooling around. Usually if they're waiting for something, they don't drop the anchor. But these vessels were anchored up. Finally, they got some photographs of it from the air. These vessels were anchored up right off Southport. I'm sorry. We have a problem when you do that. But they were following orders.
They were following orders. But who gave you?
You know, we find us one of them oil tankers hanging around out here. If we can find a refinery, I think we just go take it. We'll take the oil tanker.
Well, I just want to know, have we had a shortage?
No, there's no shortage.
That's what I'm saying.
There was no shortage. They just wouldn't bring it in.
They wouldn't bring it in, and that was the odd and even days. You can only get $2. Remember that? I mean, I was pumping gas for a local guy come every day.
Yeah, where's all the oil we confiscated?
Where is that?
Where is that?
We got 2 or 3 tankers out there waiting.
Yes.
Must be in the ground. I don't know. I want to throw in that little bit of report this morning, because I look at it last week, because I come down here to Cross at least once a week. So I look at the fuel prices up and down and up and down, and I just want to throw in that little report.
I look at them everywhere I go. Thank you, Jimmy. Be safe.
All right, y'all be good.
No, not going to happen. Bye. We have some things happening in the area that are beginning to tick me off. Being an Onslow County boy.
Ooh, okay, let me sit up.
Eastern North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that happens in slimy places where a lot of slimy people live, that's one thing. It's not here. Unfortunately, like so much other crap that moves our way from those places in the world that should just roll up and die, as far as I'm concerned, we have it here now. We have it in Onslow County, and it's affecting our kids. It's affecting my attitude. Both will get you hurt. The most precious commodities we have, and we now have to protect them from excuses for human beings. Some of the absolute barbaric acts I'll talk about will have names of people who have been charged, accused, they're arrested, they're in jail or on bond in connection with those crimes. I have no way of knowing whether they're guilty. Okay, so don't get me wrong here. I'm not claiming that they're guilty, and neither do you. We're not here to pass judgment on them. On whoever did the crimes, I'm here to pass judgment on. I hope they just get the right people and put the right people where they belong. Well, they won't, but put them in the best place they can put them, where they should be going legally. If you're called for jury duty, then and only then will you get the full story, what the attorneys will allow you to hear. What we heard on responsible news programs will be well done. They, like those of us here, cannot judge those who stand accused. Once they're tried, and if they're found guilty, then our hands will be freed. We will not respond or entertain any of the socialist media's method of operation. These are not journalists. These are not journalists on socialist media. Never have been, never will be. For us, we'll tell you what we know. While we will comment on the crimes, we'll ask you to consider the victims, and we'll name the individuals who have only been accused to date, unless they've been convicted. While the individual crimes are atrocious, each has at least one victim. What's disturbing to me, and what should be disturbing to you, is that it has reached our shores. The first one has part good news. Got it? A Jacksonville man is moving to Raleigh,
Is there a prison there or something?
where he will hopefully remain quite some time.
Okay.
That's the good news. 52-year-old Ryan
Yes.
Keith Kirby Walton has admitted he's guilty of sexually abusing a juvenile over an extended period of time. Remember those words.
Mhm.
The Onslow Sheriff's Office began investigating this man back in 2023 when detectives received a report that implicated him in some bad stuff. Well, that was 2023. Then he went away. He disappeared. He was taken into custody in Tennessee 2 years ago and was brought back to Jacksonville, where he was jailed under a total bond of $2 million. Last week, Kirby Walton pleaded guilty to taking indecent liberties with a child, committing statutory sex offenses with a child under 15, and sexual activity by a substitute parent. Okay. We can do comments all we want.
Substitute parent?
Yeah. His sentence, 168 to 262 months. Sounds like a long time, right? It is sort of kind of, but not.
Not long enough.
That's 14 to almost 22 years, and he must remain registered as a sex offender until he dies.
Oh,
Other people put it different
Right.
ways until forevermore. He's going to be there until he dies.
Until
You
he's
understand?
unalive.
He's dead. When he dies, they'll take him off the sex offender list. Maybe somebody else will put him on theirs, though, and that one's like, not good. That's a long sentence by today's
Yes.
standards. Those of you who will be around for the next 14 years and beyond, please make a note to yourself to check the status of this sick pile of crap
Self.
as the years wear on, as he gets older. As the liberal folks out there, even a bunch of folks right here in Onslow County, will mellow with time. They'll forget the victim of this predator,
Mhm.
and after a few years in the big house, they'll start working to get him released. They call it paroled. They'll argue that he'll have found Jesus. They all do that when they have parole hearings, every one of them. These people, your neighbors, perhaps a lawyer or two you have as neighbors, will say that his health is failing. Oh, that he no longer has the spirit to commit such crimes ever again. You're not tried for whatever you will do in the future. You're tried for what you have already done, and you pay the price for what you've already done. The future does not matter. But what they won't tell you is that the victim will never get too old, get the treatment subjected, remember these words, over that extended period of time we mentioned earlier. Extended period of time as what was it they called this thing? A parent.
Substitute parent.
A substitute parent.
Substitute parent. Is that woke?
This victim will never have the kind of relationship that you're able to have.
Right.
Never, ever. That is a life sentence. Check with the North Carolina Department of Corrections periodically to see if he's still there. one day, it might be 6 years, might be 8 years away, but there will be an effort mounted to get him freed of his shackles.
You know what gets me is his sentencing does not match, for one thing,
Nothing.
the length of time that he abused others
Nah,
and the $2 million bond.
that was to keep him in jail.
Well, that's true, but how about consider that when you're sentencing him? Our laws are so strange. They're just.
He pleaded.
So plea deal, huh?
After all these years, he pleaded guilty.
Well, the one good thing about him going to prison and spending quite a few years there is maybe he'll learn how to
Take it like a man.
We'll leave it at that. Yes.
You couldn't have put it better.
Well, I was like, he'll learn other ways to
Have a relationship.
get rid of that energy, so to say, whatever. Yeah, you know
If
what
you
I'm saying.
suspect a child is being abused, contact local law enforcement or child protective services agencies to receive immediate help. You can also call the national hotline, child abuse hotline. It's called the Child Help National Child Abuse Hotline. Their number, 800-422-4453.
800-442-4453.
4453. It's called the Child Help, one word, Child Help National Child Abuse Hotline. You can call them anonymously. You can tell them what you suspect. They will notify the proper authorities in whatever locale it is. And if they don't get reaction from the proper authorities in whatever locale it is, they will here in Onslow County, trust me. If Onslow County knows about it, they're going to be on it. But there might be some places where it's happening, maybe where you are from, maybe where you were there, this was going on. These crimes, there is no statute of limitations on them. You understand that? This may have happened to you. If it happened to you when you were a kid and you're now in the Marine Corps, for instance, it's happening to somebody else by the same person, unless
yes.
that person got caught, unless they were neutered, it's happening.
Well, Rayford, is it just that we're hearing more and more of it?
I'm hoping.
Or is it
that's
happening more?
I don't know. I'm hoping the victims, I'm hoping the parents of the victims, and we'll talk about that too just a bit. Please, time is of the essence in these cases. Right. There is a predator waiting at every street corner, near every school. In every family, there are potential predators. Look around. You just put your head out there and say, is there anything really overtly weird about this guy? I mean, we all have weird relatives, but I mean, it's something that he's actually done. Talk to your kids. Talk to your nieces and nephews. Sometimes a niece or nephew will talk to an uncle and won't talk to mama and daddy. You understand? It happens. Encourage your kids to talk to the ministers. Encourage them to talk to their teachers. Time is of the essence for every kid out there. We read many stories where victims make reports after they become adults for crimes that were committed when they were kids. We hear that. The problem prosecuting those cases at that time is very difficult. You've also skipped a lot of really good years that you could have had when you wait too long. Please understand that every child predator will continue his or her aggressions until they're caught. Understand, I want to say that every child predator will continue their aggressive actions until they're caught. Always. Just because the victims or the parents of the victim would rather not prosecute for a host of reasons that they consider valid, doesn't mean the victim gets help. And you can bet that for every unreported abuse, the predator will find someone else, and his or her sickness will continue to claim new victims. 911. If you know no other number, you can always get help there. 911. Call them and tell them what you've got. Very briefly, they will assign a detective to come out very quickly, because here in Onslow County, we take this crap seriously. we take it very seriously. For every piece of puke that gets caught and is actually convicted of these heinous crimes, there's no telling just how many others are still living among us. The Oslo Sheriff's Office has arrested a man from Midway Park on multiple charges, sexual exploitation of a minor.
See,
In May of last year,
Mhm.
investigators received a cyber tip from the Internet Crimes Against Children. Get that one? There's
Yes.
an internet place for this too.
Right.
Internet Crimes Against Children. Internet Crimes Against Children. 22-year-old Gabriel Allen Eaton of Midway Park, they said, was in possession of child sexual abuse material. That was the claim. If you're visiting somebody's home and you find kiddie porn there, hello, what's this about? There is a problem. Detectives launched an investigation with assistance from state and federal law enforcement partners. They got all sorts of good stuff. A month ago, detectives served a search warrant at his residence at 1200 Rocky Run Road. I don't give those addresses very often, but I'm going to give it again. 1200 Rocky Run Road. The detectives found what they were looking for, and Eaton was handcuffed and taken to the county jail. He's charged with 25 counts.
Uh.
25 counts of felony second-degree sexual exploitation of a minor. Eaton was jailed without benefit of bond. He can't get out and is being held in the
Shouldn't
Oslo
get
County Detention Center. That's the hooscow, y'all.
shouldn't
He
get
will
out.
have a first court appearance today in Oslo County District Court. He will find out if he will have any bond set for him at that time. Obviously, we will receive only the basic information as to what the investigators found and other evidence to support all those charges. Curiosity will kill the cat, but it's all right. They got it. It'll come out in real court. When it comes to Superior Court, they can't release all this stuff yet. And the district attorney has to go through it. Everybody has to go through it. They have to figure out exactly what they can say, because they can say that this dude is guilty or whatever, because as they will put it to you very quickly, if he wasn't guilty in our minds, we wouldn't have arrested him.
Right.
They have what they say is enough evidence to do it. Now we'll find out how the DA will want to handle that, but that's up to them. The reason they do not want to taint this individual, I can't tell you that he's guilty. I don't know whether he's guilty or not. This is what they say that they found after their investigation. That's what they say. We don't know. We're not going to say it. If you suspect a child is being abused, contact your local cops or protective services agencies to receive immediate help. Child Abuse Hotline, 800-422-53. There are any number of numbers out there for you to call. You can find a number.
Oh, yes.
If you can't find it, 911 is easy.
911.
These things just absolutely. This is Onslow County.
Right.
This is my home. You've tainted our turf.
There's been a lot
Now
happening.
take your stuff and go back to New York or California or whatever hole that you crawled out of. I will throw the dirt in on top of you. With glee.
I've seen so many stories over the last year
Yes, I know it's happening.
with children and being exploited.
You guys are sick. That's all. I don't care about how sick you are. I don't care that you need mental health. I don't care that you need that kind of help. I care that you're not walking among us.
Well, 10 years for every. You said 25 counts. 10 years for each count. It's 250 years. Do it.
Then
Come on,
we'll
judges.
let it run concurrently. You sent us to 250. You're sending us to 10 years for 25 counts, 250 years to be served concurrently.
And
That means
eligible-
all at one time for over a period of 10
Right.
years, and you'll get out in 5.
Yes.
Give me a break.
Yes. And I think they should build a special prison.
Oh, yeah.
Just for those people.
I will help.
Put them all in there together.
I will help wire it.
Yeah, I bet you would. Well, Rayford, you talk about that, and real quick, I'll tell you about this case in Texas. I didn't actually follow the court trial because it disgusts me so bad I couldn't. But I have kept up with it. But Tanner Horner faces either the death penalty or life in
Well,
prison.
there's a choice there.
Yeah.
They need my
I
vote.
can already tell you what I'd give
Do you
him.
need my vote? I don't care what it is. If they got that far,
In the 2022 killing of Athena Strand, she was 7 years old, whose body was found 2 days after she was reported missing in the rural town of Paradise, which is near Fort Worth in Texas.
2 years.
Mhm. Yes.
How long is she missing?
2 days.
2 days.
2 days.
Okay, I can give you a little bit of stuff every hour on the hour for 2 days.
Well, listen, this
You will
guy
beg to die.
was a contract driver for FedEx.
Mm.
He claims, well, when they made the arrest, this is what and they arrested him. He claims that he accidentally hit her with his truck, and then he panicked, took her, and strangled her and disposed of the body in order to cover him accidentally hitting her. Well, the thing about it is,
We could have accidents in here. Come on down, buddy.
the jury was shown an image of Athena taken from a video inside the delivery truck. She was alive and sitting on her knees behind the driver's seat.
You're a liar
Mm-hmm.
and a murderer.
Horner had told authorities that he hit her with his vehicle in panic, and it's an absolute lie. And it was shown that she appeared to be uninjured when Horner put her into the vehicle.
Mhm.
And the first thing that Tanner Horner says to Athena when he picks her up and puts her in that truck, now this is on video,
Mhm.
he leans down and says, "Don't scream or I'll hurt you." And he said that twice.
You're a scum.
Well, the DA said in closing arguments, you're going to hear what a 250-pound man can do to a 67-year-old child. He said this in opening arguments. I'm sorry. And when I say it's horrible, I mean it. He said Athena fought Horner, and his DNA was found under her fingernails. He also said his DNA was found in places where you shouldn't find DNA on a 7-year-old
I
girl.
would cut parts of him off before he died.
He
Slow
pled guilty,
and
so he
painful.
didn't actually have a trial, but
Yeah.
the evidence was presented both sides in court.
He was hoping for a plea deal by pleading guilty that they would just say, well, we won't give you the death penalty. I hope that is on the table.
Yeah, we know. Yes.
Okay, good. Then, Judge, you better do your job.
The thing about it is, I don't think it's actually. I'll have to go check and see if it's if the judge has decided yet. But they were ready and doing family impact statements and stuff like that. And yesterday,
Oh.
they had her school teacher on there.
Oh.
And that woman, I have to give her kudos. She did so well. And to the very end, when they said, your children, the other classmates that came back to school on Monday after Athena's body was found on Saturday, what did you do? She said, I gave them the most love I could to let them know that, they are loved. And she broke down, and I was like, turn channel. Turn channel. Can't do this.
Yeah, I know. There you go. You're off and running. All
Yes.
right. We got more. Unfortunately, we got
yeah.
more. We got more when we come back.
Oh, yeah.
So
We're going to go to
buckle
Wilmington.
up.
Mm-hmm.
Been a bit blustery for the last 2 days. Yesterday, it was howling, and it didn't matter what the real temperature was. I got cold just taking a quick walk to the garbage cans.
Yes.
Those winds should begin to subside today, and that will be
Thank
sweet
goodness.
music
Yep.
to those fishermen anxious to venture offshore. I can tell you that, because that ocean hasn't been anything but nice.
Mm-hmm.
Today, northeasterly winds 20 to 25 knots with gusts to 30, seas 5 to 7 feet, 2 to 4 near shore. That's a sign of better times. Sounds and rivers rough. Tomorrow, northeasterly winds 10 to 15, becoming easterly 5 to 10 in the afternoon, seas 4 to 6 feet, 11 seconds apart tomorrow. Okay, it might have some seas that are on up there, but it's okay. They're 11 seconds apart. Gentle rollers. 2 to 4 footers near shore. Sounds and rivers of moderate chop, diminishing to a light chop in the afternoon. Saturday, there we go. Southwesterly winds with the winds from the west. The fishing is best 5 to 10 knots, seas 3 to 5 feet, 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers, a light chop.
Are you ready for this beautiful forecast?
Please.
Today, mostly sunny with a high near 71. Northeast wind 7 to 9 miles per hour with gusts as high as 15. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 45. Friday, sunny with a high near 76. Saturday, sunny with a high near 85.
There you go.
Sunday, sunny with a high near 79. And we begin a pattern
Up and
Saturday
down,
night
up and down, up and down.
with the evenings being in the 50s. So no
50s
heater,
are okay.
no furnace,
Yeah, 50s are
no
okay.
air conditioner. We're good.
Checking with the ham buddies around town. Well, way beyond around town today. Southwesterly in the southwest area, Randy, 39 degrees, 94% humidity, 30.43 inches of mercury. Northerly winds 1 to 2, kind of light out there right now. And that's nice, partly cloudy. Nobody has any rain here until we get out of the state. Joe in the Burrow this morning, boy, Captain Storing, he said, 44 degrees, 92% humidity, 30.43 inches of mercury, easterly winds about 3. Carol and Dale over there in Riverbend, 39 degrees, 95% humidity, northeasterly winds varying to the northwest. They're kind of variable right now, light, about 2 miles per hour. Ward in Cedar Point, now he's right near the Intercoastal Waterway, right not very far from Bogue Inlet. He's going to get it. 45 degrees, good. 87% humidity, okay. 30.49 inches of mercury and climbing, okay. Northeasterly winds, 8 to 10. Oh,
Ooh.
yes. Brian in the Burrow, 45 degrees, 78% humidity, 30.11 inches of mercury. Northwesterly winds are very light, he said. James is from Bladen County. He reported 42 degrees in Bladen, and he was on his way over to Brunswick County where he works, and it was 40 degrees in Brunswick. No wind, and he says it would look very nice outside. Lee here, our Lady Blue, over in the Woodlands, 40 degrees, 87% humidity, 30.45 inches of mercury. Winds are running kind of light, easterly, I think you said. I don't know what she said. I can't read my writing. At about 2 miles per hour. In the studio here in Country Club, it was 40 degrees. It's now 41, 87% humidity, 30.45 inches of mercury. No, that was you. It's 40 degrees, 96% humidity, and barometric pressure 30.21 and steady. And winds have been all over the place this morning. Right now they're kind of northwesterly and about 2 miles per hour. They've come down. The overnight they were around 6 miles per hour. Okay. Up in Maine, Steve's up there. It's 25 degrees this morning. Calm and cloudy. No new snow. 31 degrees was the high yesterday. Prospect, Maine, 28 degrees. Jeff's up there at 30.58 inches of mercury. Winds are from the west, 5 miles an hour. And said it was hazy. He had 0.02 inches of something in his precipitation gauge. Jim's on a boat. He lives aboard a boat in somewhere in Rhode Island. I think it's Greenwood. So he's tied up at a dock there. And he lives on, I think it's a sailboat. But Jim's reporting 27 degrees, 30.98 inches of mercury. Southerly winds at 2 miles per hour, clear. 57 the high yesterday. They're expecting something similar today with a 27 low. That's what he was at this morning. Charles now, he was down in Florida, McIntosh, Florida. He reported 61 degrees this morning. Brat. Northeasterly winds at about 2. It was clear. Had a high yesterday of 71. They're headed back that way today. 61 overnight low. He had about a half inch of rain. He's in McIntosh, Florida.
Oh.
And a gentleman was talking to this morning in Montreal.
Yes.
29.3 degrees. 29.3 degrees.
Nope. Nope.
Anyway, we're getting them all over the place this morning talking with folks. So
Well,
it was
looks
a little bit
like,
of fun.
It looks like it's pretty safe now to start your planning because
This
they're not
weekend,
showing any
nothing
below
getting
freezing.
cold again.
Right.
All right. Now, Weather Radio Wednesdays begin on May 6th, about a month from now. On May 6th, it's a Wednesday. So at the Richlands Piggly Wiggly store, that's going to be the first one. They've got several of them. They got 3 scheduled. 2 more likely will be scheduled. Hopefully, at least one more of those will be in Onslow County. But Richlands Piggly Wiggly is on May 6th. The hours are from 11 a.m. until 6:30 p.m. For you folks who do it this way, it's 1100 to 1830. Got it? And what they're going to do, Donnie Cox, the meteorologist there, the chief meteorologist at WCTI out of Newbern, they're going to be at each one of these locations on each of these days. And he will talk with you about weather. He'll, whatever you want to know, and about hurricanes especially. These are, they call them hurricane weather radios, but they're severe weather radios.
Yes.
NOAA puts out these alerts. If you aren't familiar with them, you probably get some of them on your phone, but you get them on your phone via somewhere else, generally a little bit later. If you got a tornado coming down, bearing down on you, getting that radio to go off right now, you're good to go. When your phone is, maybe it's put down in a place in your house or wherever you are that doesn't work. You got dead spots? Oh, yeah. Everybody's got dead spots for phones, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can put your radio, check it, make sure it's at a good spot in your house. Put it there where if there is a tornado coming, your alarm will wake you up. If your heart has stopped already, it's a jump start for your heart.
Yeah.
You will wake up. Okay.
If you live near a cemetery, just look out.
Yeah,
because
they will rise up.
It raises the dead.
And anyway, seriously though, these radios are great. They're cheap, $50 or so, and made by Midland. I like Midland. I'm sure that there are others are great, but Midland's been doing it since day one, and they're very effective and very inexpensive. Now, if you've got an old one from 20 years ago or so, which I have several, I got several new ones that are 20 years old. They work. They still work. Their programming is a little bit different. You have to know the codes of the counties that you want programmed in. The new ones, they're right there, easy. You can just punch it in and it'll tell you which ones you can click on the ones you want. If you live in Onslow County, my suggestion is, because we get weather from the south, we get weather from New Hanover County, thunderstorms especially, moving up the coast. It happens. And sometimes we're right there in the crosshairs of that storm coming in from the south. They come in from the west, Duplin County, New Hanover County, Pender County, all important from that direction. Jones County, we got other storms that get confused. They're not supposed to come from that way, but they do. They come in from the north, coming down, northwest especially. And Carteret County, we really need to know what our neighbors in Carteret and Jones County, what kind of stuff is coming their way, because it's a good chance it will impact us, especially when you live around Swansboro or, Stella or any of the areas that are bordering. You need multiple counties programmed in because you just don't know where it's going to be. The storms don't stand still. It's not just a cloud over your head, and that's the only place it is. It's going to be moving. And you need to know what direction it's going to be moving, how fast it's moving, and whether you should duck, run, get away, get out of Dodge, whatever. But these will help you. The first weather radio Wednesday is the 6th of May. There will be a number of amateur radio operators from the Onslow Amateur Radio Club there. They will be at every one of the WCTI events. And they have hams there. They can help you program it, or they will program your radios for you on the spot. You buy them. Likely you'll be able to buy them there at Piggly Wiggly. They normally have a big stock of them.
Yes.
But you can buy them there, and you get your 3 little batteries to go with them. If it's the same ones, which they probably are, that require 3 AA's. And that's for backup. They use it in programming, but it's also for a backup. And about once a year, at least, change your batteries. Kind of like your underwear, whether you need to or not.
Let me tell you, I just did some research.
And
They have them at Lowe's for $49.95,
I told you about $50.
and Amazon is $48.94, $1 cheaper.
You got to wait
yeah.
a day or two.
They keep going up every year, another $10. Well worth it, but
Get it now while it's on sale, because next year it's not going to be on sale. Okay. An Onslow County man is behind bars after court documents show he fired a gun into a bedroom where a woman was hiding.
What?
His home, too. 41-year-old Joshua Edwards was arrested Monday morning by the Onslow County Sheriff's Office. Warrants indicate Edwards fired a pistol into a bedroom at his home on Old Folkestone Road, which was occupied by a woman. Court documents show the victim was hiding behind the bedroom door that Edwards shot into.
Yes.
The Onslow County man was charged with assault with a deadly weapon and discharging a weapon into occupied property. He was taken to the Onslow County Jail, where he remains under no bond. I don't know when this court's hearing is going to be. What the heck? What is going on? Why all this violence? Why all this meanness?
Did you hear about let me see if I can bring it up. Do you have the one about the child that was struck by a bullet in Hubert?
I got several, yes.
Okay.
A Hubert man is facing charges following a secret peeping at a Walmart.
What? What was it? Where was he at?
Peeping at a Walmart. I don't know. It doesn't say. 24-year-old Justin Smith, arrested Saturday by deputies with the Onslow Sheriff's Office. Warrant shows Smith secretly peeped into an area inside the Walmart outside Richlands that was occupied by a female customer.
Oh,
You think
I don't.
a restroom, but I don't know. I don't know whether they have changing rooms.
Whoa.
What the hell did you just do?
Oh, I have it on mute,
No, you don't.
but WITN popped up. I'm like, what happened?
Smith was charged with misdemeanor secret peeping and resisting a public officer, as warrants show he gave deputies a wrong name during the investigation.
Ruh-roh.
That dude is stupid, okay? Anybody that gives a wrong name to a cop when they're interviewing you or asking you or you go under
Instruction.
investigation, no, you just probably added a lot of time to your whatever happens.
Just had it
The
on.
Hubert guy was taken to the Onslow County Jailhouse, where he remains as his bond was not authorized. Dude.
See that this is exactly why,
Hold
Rayford,
on.
I don't go into any dressing rooms. I buy it,
Just
take it home.
change right out there in the lobby.
If it doesn't fit, I'll bring it back.
There are at least 2 strip clubs in Onslow County.
Oh my goodness.
That's a place where
Right.
women entertainers willingly get mostly naked and proudly show off their bodies.
But
You can gawk at them all you want. They might even gawk back, and you won't get arrested for it. Now, if it's just the cost of court's going to cost you $180. I don't know how much time by the time you get to court, but you got no bond set on you. Oh, yeah. You got no.
I there's so much of it, Rayford.
What in the
So
Sam Hill's
much of
wrong with y'all? You got to go secret peeping. What kind of? I'm not saying about this guy. I'm saying about any guy, because I don't know what this guy's history is. I didn't even bother to look him up. Okay, now
This is why I close every blind in the house as soon as it starts to get a little.
I don't. I leave them open, and people come out from the outside and close them for me. An investigation is underway after a kid was shot inside a mobile home right here in Onslow County.
what is up with that?
I'm telling y'all, I just, for the last almost 45 minutes, I don't understand it. We are in Onslow County. We are better than that.
It's gotten rough lately.
Only thing we're bad at is voting. Only 11% turnout. It looks like more. It looks like 11%. No, I'm not. You know better. And so it looks like 11% of Onslow County are creeps, but not those of us who voted. Maybe it's the other 89% that are creeps that out there, and that's who we're reading about. Maybe they were in jail or
Dereliction of their duty and being
Maybe they
a
were-
good U.S. citizen
maybe they
and
were-
voting.
maybe they were creeping and doing other bad things, and they didn't have time to vote.
I would hate to think.
We need to run every one of these guys and see if they voted.
Yeah, we could
Chances
do that.
are they probably. I generally run the criminal history. Maybe
Right.
I'll start doing that. Maybe they're part of the 89%. If you're part of that 89%,
Well, we went from secret
suspicious
peeping
of
to
you.
not voting.
An investigation is underway. Though the child was shot inside a mobile home right here in Onslow County. Crime scene tape and evidence markers were seen around the home within the Pines Mobile Home Park off of Sand Ridge Road. The sheriff's office says the shooting happened about 11:30 the night before.
Mm-hmm.
Child was injured and taken to the Naval Medical Center at Lejeune with non-life-threatening injuries. Thank God for that. Officials say there are persons of interest in this case. And we got to stay in touch with that. I'm looking at the crime scene photograph outside, not the crime scene, but a news photograph of the crime scene tape that's put out there, and
It's like the whole block.
and all the little markers they got on the ground. Let me explain to you about markers.
Mm-hmm.
They're generally put at places where there's evidence that they want to photograph and collect. I'm kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, let me
7,
tell you.
8, 9,
Keep
10,
counting.
11, 12. I don't know. Those, I'm going to take a wild guess that they're shell casings.
A neighbor made a statement on the news last night that she heard 10 rounds go off, and then a moment of silence, then another 10 rounds.
That's what I was saying. This looks like a spray pattern to me
Yes.
of shell casings. And the only reason I can say that is because I've been there, done that one
Right.
too many times. But it's, yeah. It's and they look like somebody was moving. Either that or there's more than one person. Were they shooting into the trailer? Do you know?
I did not get into the full story of it. I just remember listening to that statement and reading the initial reports.
I want to know what.
Let's see what the sheriff's office has got. Let's check
There are
their
persons of interest in the case. I don't know whether they've been arrested yet or not. We will find out more. Just hold your taters. We'll have more on it.
Let's see what
Hopefully
they
by
have.
tomorrow we'll get it. Unless they got some new stuff on it today.
No, I don't
Nothing
see
yet.
anything
Okay.
new on it yet.
We will bring you up to speed on it as soon as it happens. So
They do have the story about the Midway Park guy.
yeah, I got that one.
And then the other one who pled guilty
I got that one.
to, yeah.
That's what we
And
talked
the other one, and the other one, and the death and back.
You know, that dude over there at the sheriff's office, what's his name?
Our favorite, Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor. Yeah,
Yes.
Trevor Donnell used to write news reports. He was an editor of the Jacksonville Daily News
Sure was.
and some other stuff. He's done a lot and that continues to do a lot. I swear he's been really busy. So we're either going to blame all this spur of
No,
all this
blame
bad
it on
stuff on
Trevor.
him. Well, you're supposed to blame the messenger, right?
Well, no, don't
That's
do
usually
that.
what
No.
happens.
At
Everybody-
least we're getting the stories now.
Yeah.
Before they went to this app, we didn't
Yep.
get a lot of things.
Yeah, you have to. News people have to put somebody on the ground, and they should be
Right.
doing this daily about 7:00 in the morning, going through checking.
Right.
That's what I used to do. I used to get up. I'd go when I was a reporter, and that was my beat.
Well-
I'm at the first cop shop I hit would be the sheriff's office because I happened to be on my way. Next was going to be the police department, and then I'm making calls as I go in between and to the like state and everybody else. They all knew me. That was not a problem. I walked through the door. They knew me when I walked.
It used to
through
be
the door.
when the Daily News was running 7
The
days a
Daily
week.
News did the same thing.
They had somebody that went down and
Ellis Babcock.
got the police
Ellis
blotter.
Babcock, way back
Yes.
when. Good guy, great
I
guy.
remember that.
John Newton from WLAS
Right.
was there. He was doing the same thing. I think John became a deputy
He
sheriff.
did, Arkansas County, right?
And then Ellis, did he go over to dispatch? I
It seems
think
like-
seemed
I
like he
don't-
went.
I remember
became a
Newton
dispatcher.
because his
He was a nice guy.
wife was the superintendent of Arkansas County Schools at one time.
Yeah, she was. I mean,
Barbara.
when she was a principal.
Newman.
Yep.
Newman. That's right. Newman.
Anyway, that's the way it used to be.
Yes.
But I mean, times have changed, and the news operations, news gathering is greatly changed. And it's not the fault of any local news departments or bureaus or anything. It's just the way things have changed, and the corporate dollar is mandated it. Okay,
It's just.
I'll get off my. Shut up.
No, I've got one that. Oh, have you finished with that one? Because I've got one that I am hot over.
You go ahead,
This
because
is-
my jaws are actually tired.
This is out of Wilmington, and I've been wanting
Oh.
to talk about this for the last couple of days, but we've been so
Well,
busy.
that has become a different part of the world.
All right. Well,
it's not part of North Carolina.
this is a video that was taken on scene and went viral on Facebook. And now the New Hanover County Sheriff's Office has gotten involved. But it's a clip that shows, let me make sure I have it right. Pigford is the man's last name. The gentleman's name is Pigford.
What's his first name?
I'm going to, elderly name.
That sounds very familiar.
Okay. It just jumps right into it. But anyway, this gentleman, his last name is Pigford, came out of the house and he found his neighbor, which is an elderly man. He looked weak and confused. And he was wearing only an orange t-shirt, which was dirty, and an adult diaper that was clearly dirty, and no other clothes besides what he was wearing there. He starts to gently lead the man back to his own house. The caregiver then stops them, turns the man around, the man in the adult diaper, who obviously has a cognitive condition.
Cognitive issue. Yes. Cognitive.
Yes, cognitive
I can't say that for the longest time.
I can say it, but it
Took me a while to learn.
cognitive. Plus the fact they have it spelled wrong here on the story, so that didn't help. Okay, he led him back to his house. The caregiver then stops and turns the man around and makes him walk away from the house and down the street in the opposite direction. When Pigford, the neighbor, complains about the dirty diaper, the man's condition, and the lack of proper clothing, the caregiver ignores him and says she is teaching him a lesson. Apparently, the elderly man's caregiver is actually his sister. Pigford, the neighbor who filmed everything, says he has been concerned about this situation for a long time. This incident was a final straw. He couldn't ignore it anymore, and he contacted authorities
Thank God.
and social services. The police and a detective wants the man to live out his last years with dignity. He contacted social service. I don't know who wrote this story. The police and a detective, because he wants the man to live out his last years with dignity and real care. I mean, is that so much to ask? And a lot of people to be charged with elder abuse. Do you consider it elder
That's
abuse?
at the very least.
She's probably getting his monthly money and spending it on herself. Bad
There's
sister.
probably a lot of, bad sister.
Elder abuse is a felony in the
it
state of
is.
North Carolina.
And she deserves time in the county hotel.
And thank you to the neighbor, Mr. Pigford, which
Yes.
they never said his first
I don't
name in
remember
this.
who that, how, that's
I
very
don't
familiar
know,
name.
but it's right in Wilmington, they said. And he said, my heart hurts for this older gentleman.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was reaching out to his neighbor for help. And, and the video, you can actually see the man in his T-shirt and a diaper, and he's just kind of
that's
scuffling
just
along,
not,
taking like
that's
little baby steps.
just
He had no clue
not right.
where he was at
No.
or that he was
Yeah.
inappropriately dressed to be outside.
And dare but for the grace of God, go any one of us at some point in time.
Well,
If
I'm
it's-
going to keep watching the story because she better be charged.
I know the sheriff there. She will be
She
charged.
better be charged with something
She will be
because,
charged.
and cut the money off or
Ed
whatever.
McMahon is the sheriff.
Put him in an
And
assisted
not
living.
that Ed McMahon, another Ed
Yeah.
McMahon, the sheriff.
Well, stories like this, you go, well, maybe there's another side. But the
No,
video,
there's no other
I
side.
watched the video. It's clear.
There's no
It's
other
clear.
side to that. No.
And I was so mad. I just wanted to go to Wilmington and just knock on that door.
Well, just some people we need to bail. We need to bail some of them out of jail, bring them up here and have a little chat with them.
Well, we're going to keep a watch on that story and see what comes out of it
Yeah.
because.
All right. Before we get into more junk,
Have you got another bad story?
a bad story, we're going to go to a funny story first.
Okay, good.
You ready? Well, it's not funny. It's sort of sad,
Oh,
but
God.
She dropped a whole jar of kumquats and fell back into the sweet midgets.
you know who this is, right?
That is too late. She done been incensed.
Is that-
Here comes,
Boogie dad, boogie dad.
here goes,
I was
Boogie dad,
just.
boogie dad.
and he ain't wearing no clothes.
Well, yes, they call him the street. That's the thing on two
Is that-
feet. He's just as proud as he can be of his anatomy. He gonna give us a peek.
Country singer Ray Stevens on the mend after suffering a broken neck in a serious fall late last month.
Right.
According to a press release, the 87-year-old two-time Grammy Award winner was taken to the hospital following his fall. He's now recovering at home.
I know March 29th is when he fell.
A series
I
of
had that up. Yeah.
strange songs propelled him in the business, and
Yes.
he never let up. Who can forget The Streak? A song about people of all ages, yuck,
I know. I saw that the
shedding
other
their
day.
clothes and streaking around campuses, through the supermarkets, at ball games. How many do we? There were all. Anytime there was a camera around, there was a likelihood that somebody will go streak in front of it.
Kelly, are you listening?
Oh, Kelly.
Yes.
Stevens is mobile. That's what they're calling it. He's wearing a neck brace and he's in good spirits. I can just see that right now. Give me my microphone. I got something to sing. I can just imagine a future song. Here's what's going to be funny. He's probably sitting back typing up something about his fall and his recovery. You know?
Well, let me tell you, I saw that the other day, and the first thing that I thought of was how medicine has advanced over the years.
Oh, yeah.
Many, many, many years ago, somebody broke their neck. They were in a hospital bed with bars going into their spine and everything, holding
Well,
still.
you can break your neck in any number of ways that are not overly critical, believe it or not. That's a little crack here, a crack there. Now, some of us old people, we got to be very careful when we snap our necks.
That's right. What is he, 87?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I forgot where I saw him last, but that song, The Streak, that was my song.
Yeah, everybody knew that song.
In the 70s, streaking was a very popular fad, shall we say.
Kelly?
And all sorts of folks were out there doing it. You would just, you're today's neighbors.
Well, there's
And we have
still
several.
occasionally a national football game or baseball
that's
game.
just
There'll be a
because
streaker.
I just
That's
hope they're not
fun.
the same ones from 1970s that were streaking then doing today.
Say, honey, you need to earn those clothes.
I ain't wearing no clothes. Oh, yeah, sorry.
You need to earn those clothes.
You need to put some kind of food in your gut to stretch out those wrinkles.
Sure.
So
There was
that's the one thing about going to islands where there's lots, you go to islands and there's lots of sunbathing. That's why
Right,
people
right.
go. And there
Yes.
are islands where people are naked. There are islands where people are half naked.
Right for go to Surf City.
Topless is kind of like a normal thing in many of the islands in the Caribbean. Some have total nudity
Right.
allowed. Generally, they put signs up warning,
Yes.
clothing optional beyond this point, and some of them don't. You're there, and it's like, well, hello, how are you? I did that.
Hello.
I was walking along, and I was shooting photographs now. The
Right.
camera that I carried then is bigger than
Oh,
anything you see
pervert.
now. No. I was shooting photographs of
Mm-hmm.
actually so that I could sell, which I sold a lot of photos, what they call stock images. And I always got permission and a model release from anybody that I took a picture of that was identifiable, that I had any intention of using, right?
Right.
But I'm walking along. I got this big camera, and it's big. It's a Hasselblad. I probably had a 150 millimeter lens on it at the time, but I carried that in a big bag. And I'm just walking. As I said, I got my exercise too walking, and we came across this couple laying on the beach. They were bare butt naked, but they were laying face down. And I walked by, and she raises up, and I'm like, "Uh-oh." She said,
Miller
you
time.
got the time? And I said, yeah. And I told her the time. And she said, thank you. Obviously, I don't have a watch on. I said, I can see that. And so I kept on walking and bumped into them
Mm-hmm.
on the way back. They were both standing out in the water, edge of the water
Chris Miller.
with the sun
Mm-hmm.
and silhouetted the whole thing. So I said, I walked out. I said, I told her what I was doing. She said, yeah, I know about professional photographers. I said, okay. So I took a picture of them from behind, not identifiable and semi-silhouetted, right?
Right.
But I still got a release from them. I get back to the United States of America, and she was on Entertainment Tonight. Her name was Tula. or is Tula. That's her stage name. Tula was a Bond girl,
Oh, James Bond.
and
Oh,
Tula,
James
prior
Bond.
to that, was a man.
Take the phone call,
Look
Wilford.
it
Good
up.
Lord.
It is. There is a Tula, and I got a photograph somewhere in my files of Tula from the backside. Hi, Chris.
Good morning, Chris. Save me.
Good morning, my friend. Good morning.
And we have Chris Miller, sports editor with the Jacksonville Daily News Online.
Up top.
Yes,
That's the best I
Papa
can
Top.
do.
Now is a perfect time to change the subject. How about that?
Thank you.
I mean, Rayford, when you're not talking about truck drivers, you're talking about
Truck drivers. What about truck drivers?
your when you were 13, you spent more time talking to truck drivers on the ham radio.
No, I
than you
did
were
not.
talking to-
No, did not. Not truck drivers. Truck drivers did not ham. I never talked to a ham in a truck until a few years ago, and now there are guys that, the radios have gotten small enough they can actually put them in places that don't require, a station wagon to carry the gear. But the guys that I talked to that were mobile, they were not truck drivers.
You're never going to hear Lee. He's never going to hear the end of that from me. That's you
No,
remember when,
you were
he was telling
stuck
us
on
story
that.
a couple weeks ago, and I texted you and told you I was going to give him a hard time about that.
You can do me all the hard time you want. That's fine.
Yeah, between Rayford's truck drivers and Chris Marks's swinging swinging
Singles.
singles and skirts and things like that.
I know. Did Chris ever
I
find
tell you
his
what,
clothes?
I don't know. He's missing something. Now, but here's what you got to worry about. How long before football season?
Uh-oh.
we still have a couple more months.
Uh-huh.
Of course, the football teams are probably doing a lot of stuff now.
I'm
in
sure
the
they
weight
are.
room and
Yeah.
and doing some off season.
That's not what that's not what I'm talking about. When are you going to be on the field? How long before you going to be out there on the field?
I believe the third week of August, the third Friday in August.
Well, I know the PA announcer, so we might, Hey, Chris, how's it going down there? Oh, you don't have that little girl with you tonight. Oh, you don't have a little girl? Oh, Chris, what's going on? Payback.
We're let's not get each other in trouble. Speaking of little one, my now 13-year-old just texted me saying that she has a field trip. So she texted me and said, "Daddy, I'm on the bus. We're on our way to field trip." So
Where are they going?
Can you? They are going to their Avid Club. Is going to ECU to see the campus of ECU.
Nice.
So she sent you a text, said, Daddy, I'm on the way, so glad you missed the bus. She didn't say that, did she?
No, I dropped her off, and then I told her, I said, look, keep me posted, because, as the parent in you just want to make sure your kid's okay.
Absolutely.
She's doing good, and then I think they're excited. We were all like that. We would all rather be on a field trip than to be all day at school. So I'm sure they're excited, and but that'll be a good opportunity to visit the ECU campus and
Nice.
and can eat at the cafeteria. So that'll be a good experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
It will be.
They'll learn a lot, and hopefully it's not too early for them to start getting sort of a taste of, oh God, this would be a great place for me to go, or let's see some more.
Now she's in junior high, right? Middle school?
Yeah.
Chris. Yep, she's in middle school. So we got one more year after this middle school, and then she'll go into high school, and that will be interesting because and I tell people all the time, it is kind of neat. It is kind of neat for the older she gets, the closer she kind of gets to becoming being involved in my work world. I take her to school. I take her to various different games from here to there, from time to time, and she runs into friends, and and things like that. So it's going to be pretty neat here in a few years if I'm still doing what I'm doing.
Oh, you will
her
be.
being in high school, and I'm potentially covering, taking pictures and covering, her teams or her friends and things
Right.
like that. So
What
I
does
told
she
her
have?
that I would not embarrass her.
Does she have any interest in doing what you're doing, or anything, any related fields of what you do? I mean, does she shoot photos? Is she a photographer?
No, she hasn't really expressed interest in that, but maybe some creative writing, things like that she's expressed interest. But she's 13. She'll dermatology she's interested in,
Oh,
and
my.
just different things she's interested in.
Great.
But,
That's good money
That's
making.
good.
I told you. Yeah, and so she she gives me a hard time because we found an NC State sweater at Goodwill, and she wore that. So
Good. Yay
She
for her.
knows I don't. She knows I don't like.
Oh.
So she wears
you
it,
down
Daddy,
there.
I'm going to NC State, and okay, well, I hope you do go to NC State, baby. You're it's only a couple hours away, and I just won't root for your sports team.
And your part-time job, I help cover the tuition. That's what happens when you go to state.
Oh,
Yeah. So I told her. I said, look, you need to be. I want you to be happy. So I mean, obviously she's
Exactly.
grade. So I mean, still got a few years to really get serious with that stuff. But look, I want you to be happy, and if me and Mom are here to answer questions, not just about college, but just this and that, homework or whatever. But you guys just you decide what you want to do, and me and your mama will support you.
yeah. Well, that's
Absolutely.
good. Well, money
That's
making.
right. Well, at least she's interested. She wants to advance her education. We may not like the college or whatever, but she's got the interest in going. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So, and you're right. NC State's not that far away.
No, so I wouldn't complain if she went to NC
Mm-mm.
State or even Duke or
Well, now wait a minute. Now, don't get carried away.
Right.
I just told her that I wouldn't that I would refuse to root for the NC State or Duke sports teams. I just I wouldn't root for them.
Oh, yes, you would.
Well, that's like when my granddaughter chose Appalachian, and I thought, I've got to buy an Appalachian college sweatshirt now, when everything I have is Carolina blue. And so, but anyway, and now my grandson's talking about going to UNC Charlotte, and I'm like, y'all are
Why?
killing me. Evidently has something there that he wants. So,
Must be a
Chris-
girl there. Must be a girl there.
what's the biggest
If
news?
her name is Sharon, tell him to run.
Oh my gosh. What's the biggest news in our high school sports? I see that our White Oak High School girls track team won the championship. Is that the state championship or is that the local championship?
No, they do
County.
like an Onslow County meet because some of these different schools are in different
Ah.
conferences, so they don't really are able to compete with each other. So they have a the Onslow County championships. So the White Oak girls won that, and then the
Nice. Congratulations.
Swansboro boys won the boys competition.
Yay.
So
Good for them.
I wasn't able to go, but I sent my good friend Mike Tackett to take some
Oh,
photos.
Yes.
He took some great photos
With camera in
Y'all
hand.
really need to bring him on the show one day, and he's got some really interesting stories.
Oh, I'm writing them down right now.
Send us his contact number. We'll definitely. I'd love to have him in here. We can have
Oh,
fun.
yes.
No, he's there's a couple people that and Rayford, you know this. There are a couple people who think they have cameras, and I'm not talking about you because you've done a great job and you put in the work as TV and all that stuff. But there are people out there that think they're photographers because they buy the equipment and
I know who
show
you're
up-
talking
show
about.
up randomly to different games and
Oh yeah. I came up with something back in the day with our boss at TV. Of course, every year I did photography. Then all the reporters did when I moved to Wilmington, and I won the AP and the News Directors Association of the Carolinas, Radio TV News Directors Association of the Carolinas Photography Award for like 7 years in a row. And we had cheap cameras. I mean, we had cheap cameras. This was a number 2 station. Oh, well, it was a number 7 station in a 2-station market, but we had cheap cameras. And the boss said, "Why y'all keep pushing for more expensive?" The higher up I got in the department, the more I had influence or try to on the budget, trying to get more money, yada yada yada. And we got it, but I always was pushing for better cameras. And he said,
Speaking of
"Well,
cameras.
you've won all these awards. Why do you need better cameras? Yada yada yada. You beat stations all over North Carolina." I said, "Well, yeah, but with better cameras, we all could shoot better and get better material." He said, well, you could do good enough." I said, "Well, first of all, it's not the cameras that win the awards." And then I came up with a phrase that he never let me forget. A camera does not a photographer make. It's his eyes.
Yep, exactly. And so I told, and like I said, you have a couple people who think they're photographers because they go out there and just show up rent.
The picture taker.
I know who you're talking about. Go ahead.
A photograph
Well,
and a picture are different.
They think they're entitled to access of the locker room because they got cameras in the field, and then they start to kind of throwing shade at Mike, like, "Well, he's got all that equipment. Of course, he can take better pictures of us." And I actually told somebody one time, I said, "Look, Mike Hackett was a photographer when y'all had to put the photos in the water and hang them up and develop them in those was it Red Room, I believe, Rayford?
The dark room with a red light.
Dark
Yes.
Room, yep.
And the red light only came on when you were able to process the pictures, print the pictures. Everything else was done in total darkness. Processing the film, and I've shot, and I had a lab rat at the time, but I had him process 100 rolls of film for me in one day. 100 rolls of film in one day, all color. And I got back to the studio after shooting all of that day. And at that point in time, and this is 2 1/4 format, the larger format, the Hasselblad format. And then at that point in time, I had to make contact sheets. You know what contact sheets are?
Yeah.
This is a contact sheet. It's got the images. This is not a whole roll of film, but it's got the images of some stuff here that I did right there. That's the size of the film from it. And that's a contact sheet. And that was done for every roll of film that was processed that day, that I shot that day and then was processed. And then we had to pick out the images with the director from the group, the art director, to be printed. And then we had to make 42 7x8-inch custom prints of each shot. 100 different outfits that day. So that's what I used to do. Yes, I understand. And Mike understands. That's tough work, but it's it's rewarding. And you have complete control.
When I've explained to certain individuals, like, "Well, yeah, Mike, I think Mike is entitled to, have his toys and have that stuff because he's put in the work all these years." And when you explain to people, this is what this gentleman has done over the last 50 years as a photographer. They, okay.
I guarantee you could give Mike a camera. Go ahead and find one. Find an old camera or get some kind of what they used to call the insomatics or what. I will guarantee you he will come back with better photographs, not pictures, than these other guys with all their expensive camera. That all they got, their claim to fame is, "I bought a big expensive camera. It cost me $3,000. I don't care.
Well,
I don't care.
Chris, I would also think that it would be easier for him to go into the boys' locker room than some of those others that were out taking pictures. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and that's what we live in a society. Of course, this is the rant and raven, the rant and raven. But we live in a society now today where, and again, Rayford, you understand this. You had to earn the trust and the respect of, I don't know, just the different people you work with.
You don't get it at the pawn shop. You don't get it at the camera store. You don't get it anywhere else. You don't get it over at Best Buy. You don't get it anywhere. You can't buy it. You got to earn it. It's not for sale.
Mm-hmm.
How's that sound?
And so there are certain things. I'm sure the longer you went, Rayford, in your media career, there were certain maybe access that you were permitted to have because you earned that opportunity. There's,
Right.
You had Mike McHugh several months ago talking about that story about the local law enforcement making a raid at an establishment.
We used to
That-
go along with them.
Oh, that story.
Some of us could go along with them because they trusted us.
Yep. That's opportunities that you and others, myself,
Mm.
Mike, have earned because they've earned the trust of coaches or law enforcement or who name you, what name you. But that's we live in a society now where I demand to be on the sideline of a football game. Well, no, you don't. Who are you? And so that can be a little frustrating.
Yeah, well, I don't. I'm sure I could go get press credentials from the school and go down there and shoot pictures along the sideline. I don't need that. That's not what I do. That's what you do. That's not what I'm there for. The only reason I'm there is number one is to enjoy the game. Number
That's
two is to have a lot of fun with the referees. Number three, and number three, honestly, is to get photographs that I can put on our Facebook page that you're not going to be shooting. It's not that I'm there to compete with you. I'm there just to do stuff for our Facebook page.
Right.
That's it. Entertainment. It's called entertainment. You're doing news. I'm doing entertainment. Duh.
Yep. And and Lee knows who I'm. Some of the individuals.
Yeah, I do.
I know every one of them. I know who they are,
do.
and I just make so much
I
fun of them.
know.
That's number 4. I make fun of those idiots every day, every time we're there.
Well, think about it is, and I understand what Chris is saying. Chris has been a fixture at all the high school athletic activities for years and years and years. We all know what he's doing there. And don't get in his way. Let him go out there and do his thing. We've seen Mike go out there and take pictures also. We know what he's doing. And that's just all part of reasons why Chris calls into the show every week, too. He keeps us all informed.
That's what you do.
He knows he's the one that's out there doing this stuff every day. Every day you're at something, aren't you?
Yeah, it seems like it, but you do try to maintain a good work-home balance. And,
right.
It was nice to be able to. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to call in last week, but it was nice to be able to take a couple of days off.
Well, you should.
Thursday
You
and
deserve
Friday.
that. Yes, you should.
One of your the photographer, the really great photographer by the name of Nelson Calhoun for the Daily News for years and years and years. He and I and Jack Pelletier and I don't know who else was doing freelance work for you at the time, for the Daily News at the time. But Nelson, we're on probably a C-130 going somewhere for some military operation. And when I have a habit of when I get bored, like flying or anything else, unless I'm working on the flight, shooting pictures or something, or for anything else that I'm doing, like I used to have to do, I take any moment of downtime to take a nap. That ended up in the Daily News. I was slumped over, sitting up with my back, wearing a navy pea coat. Well, I didn't wear it. I had it up against the back because that's what I knew what's going to be up there. It's going to be cold. It's going to be breezy. And we're going to be leaning against the bulkhead for about 2 hours flying. And that bulkhead is exposed to the cold air, at 25,000 feet or whatever we're at. It's cold. So I was sound asleep, which ended up in the newspaper.
There you go, sleeping on the job. So
It was all in fun, but I mean, that's what I would have done with them too if I had stayed awake.
So, Chris, what's the most exciting thing happening right now with high school sports? What's hot?
Well, we're knee deep in the spring season. I mean, we only have basically a few weeks left of the regular season before we go into the playoffs. So,
Wow.
we have quite a few girls soccer teams doing pretty well, and baseball is being steady. Softball is a little bit of a struggle this year for local teams, but I think some of them will be able to pick it up a little bit, and then and then like Rayford said, football will be right around the corner. So and I did want to mention the I was just looking at the Jacksonville Ospreys schedule. May 30th is their home opener.
That's right.
there we go.
Opener.
I know you had the
Ellie was on here a couple of weeks ago. Yep. Got
Oh
some
yeah,
nice
we've
little-
got his banners up on. We've got them up on the wall
got a
now.
nice little flag in front of the counter here. I don't know
Yeah.
whether you can see it or not.
Can't see, but we do have the pennants up here on the wall now. We
do.
changed the wall.
So
got rid of the jackasses.
they can. And I do want to compliment the city of Jacksonville because they've really
They've upped the
have
game.
been a great partner.
Oh, yes.
They've been a great partner for the baseball team, and they understand the council, the mayor. They understand the city manager understands the importance of having a baseball team like that and what it means to our city. So we just encourage the fans to continue to come out. The more fans, the better improvements we can continue to, the city can continue to make, and the team can continue to make going forward. So come out and support this team. It's fan friendly, family friendly.
Yes.
The kids have a great time.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's good baseball, but it's also good, just a good environment and atmosphere. And they do have a beer garden. They do sell alcohol if you're wondering, Rayford. So you can get your.
I don't drink
you
beer.
can get your beer
He doesn't drink beer though. I don't think they have wine. It's just beer.
I don't drink anything right now. But
Yeah.
I've never drunk beer.
Right.
I had one in my life. I thought I was going to pee my guts out.
He doesn't do coffee. He doesn't do beer, Chris. He's just different.
I'm special.
That reminds. Hey, Rayford, that reminds me of the old baseball quote. Remember Bobby Richardson?
Yes, I do.
His manager said, he don't smoke, he don't drink, and he still can't hit.
What they used to say about things like you don't smoke or don't drink, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad. You figure out what the third one is.
But that was a great. I actually interviewed Bobby Richardson many years ago. He was doing some sort of SCA type of event here, and just a class act. I mean, total, just an awesome guy, and he used to play for the New York Yankees, and he was actually the only MVP of the World Series off a losing team. This was back in 1960, and so of course he later won championships with the Yankees, but in previous years and afterwards. But he was named MVP of the World Series despite his team not winning the title. So that's an interesting little note there.
Hey, I remember Coach Jimmy V.
Oh yes, who doesn't remember Coach V?
He was appearing at some kind of a dinner in Wilmington, and our sports director is Gene Motley. And Gene was on the air at the time, so there was no way he could go, did not have a backup. So he had to stay and do sports. He asked me if I could go and interview Coach and, just to get some stuff so he would have it. So I go there, and I'm the only TV guy there. There was one guy from the newspaper, whoever was doing sports, but the other station wasn't there. Nobody was there. I'm like, good God, is this guy not known anywhere? I mean, I'm not a sports guy. But I knew who Coach V was. And so I got a chance to interview him, set up a camera, did an interview with him. And I asked the questions that Gene wanted. Then I asked him some of, newsy type questions too about sports and whatever. And so Gene had several nights worth of good interviews with Coach V.
Mm-hmm.
But, those are some great times. Bobby Richardson, did you ever, well, you probably weren't around, Catfish Hunter? Used to play, what was it, Kinston?
No, I never interviewed him. I mean, but you remember they used to have that celebrity golf tournament aboard base many years ago,
Yes.
probably about 20 years ago.
Yep.
And Johnny Bench, I interviewed him.
Oh, wow.
Oh, nice.
Jim McMahon, the former Bears quarterback. We interviewed him, and so just different people. Dwight Clark from the 49ers. I interviewed him.
We need some of that stuff again. Come on.
Yeah,
Let's get on with the program.
I think that'd be great if we could, bring that back. I think they had continued it a little bit in Duplin County but I think they just continued it. I think, do you remember Lee Moore?
Yes,
Oh,
I do.
yes.
Oh, absolutely.
He, or Lee Mo, as we used to always call him. He was the one that kind of organized
We were
that tournament.
friends
I
on
think it just kind of
Facebook.
went away a little bit. I think they, with everything going on and social media and all that stuff now, I think
Blame it on COVID.
Yeah, COVID as well. I think it kind of just went away, and but it'd be great if we could get like something like that at Jacksonville Country Club, and so you can get a lot more people to take part. And the reason why they did it on base was because to get back to the this was during the kind of the onset of the second the Iraq War, so
Yeah.
they were kind of trying to get back to the troops, which was a very honorable cause, and but it'd be pretty neat if they could bring something here to Jacksonville Country Club or our local golf course, Star Hill, or not Star Hill, but Rock Creek or somewhere where
Yeah.
people can come and watch these celebrities play golf and sign
Yes.
autographs.
Yeah,
and things like that.
those
That'd be pretty neat.
military, those Marines, sailors, and coaches, and everybody else that are aboard Camp Lejeune, they can actually come over to Jacksonville to the country club. Did you know that?
Mhm.
It's not that far.
Mhm.
It's also the same
Mhm.
distance as it is from Jacksonville to the country club or to the golf course on the base.
Well, Chris, didn't Michael Jordan play in some of those
Oh, he
tournaments?
used to.
Here?
He used to. I don't know whether he
Well,
was here
not
or
the
not.
ones that we would have here locally. They kind of had a bigger celebrity golf tournament, and they were always like in big cities like Miami
I
and Los
just feel
Angeles.
like I remember him.
Kind of some of the bigger.
I
This was
think
a
he-
smaller scale celebrity golf tournament. You never really had the Michael Jordans and like the really top superstars, but
Right.
Johnny Bench was awesome, and so you had quite a few different people that might have not been like the Taylor Swifts of the world or Michael Jordans of the world, but they were still really good individuals and celebrities. Dan Quayle came one time. He came, so there was a lot of interest there. So I do have a funny story. You remember Big John Daly, the golfer?
Yeah, big guy.
Yeah. Well, he's the one that likes to smoke and drink and while he's playing golf. So he's a guy's guy.
You mean like Ed McMahon?
Yeah. We Jim McMahon. Yep. And then everybody's getting excited. Oh, Big John's gonna be at the golf tournament. Big John, and that's the golf people were some of the organizers who weren't necessarily familiar with some of the sports celebrities were like, yeah, John Daly's here. So we were all getting excited and like, here's John Daly, and like, well, this is not John Daly. It ended up being John Daly, the TV personality who does like Inside Edition or
You got scammed.
and we were like,
Yeah.
Wow. Well, let me see.
I could get Ed McMahon to come here if you want to.
He's dead.
I know him very well. He's alive and
We're
well.
gonna have a seance or something.
I can do that. He's actually, there's Ed McMahon as the sheriff of New Hanover County.
Yeah, right. I
Seriously.
should have. Yeah.
He is. There
Yeah,
is.
I knew that's you said that earlier
Yeah.
when we talk about the diaper story.
Yeah, I've got his cell number.
Well,
I get to come here. That would be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll have him.
and
I'll
while
have him
you're
call
at
you
it,
one day.
and while you're at it, why don't you try to get Jeff Gordon, the state
The
trooper?
state trooper. He's got some great stories.
don't be teasing me with names like that.
Oh yeah, he's got some great stories. He told me, he said, I pulled somebody over. He used to be a public information guy, but at one time he doing regular trooper
Right.
duties. He pulled somebody over and they got the name and wrote the name down. And he said, and the lady said, "Really? Are you Jeff Gordon?" He said, "Yes, ma'am, I am. Can I get a picture with you?"
Hey, Chris, talking about Jeff Gordon, you ever see that test drive that he took this man on, and Jeff was posing as a car salesman?
I've seen 2 or 3 of those. Yes.
And no way, I had it all wrong. He took the car salesman
That's right.
on a demo.
A demo, right?
Jeff was acting like a customer.
Uh-huh.
He'd come driving up in a family like minivan, and he gets out, and the guy's in an SUV, and Jeff is like, "Oh no, I'm coming over here, a fast sports car." think it was a Camaro. And he said, "Can I take it for the drive?" And the guy said yes. And so Jeff, of course, went into race car mode and took that man for a ride. That man was screaming and cussing and yelling. And when they got back to the dealership, the guy was like, "I'm calling the
And
cops."
guess what dealership he got it from?
Yeah,
The Jeff Gordon Chevrolet Company in Wilmington.
right. And so anyway, did you ever see that video?
No, I don't think so.
I'll send it to you.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it'll make you. You better. Yeah.
Would y'all remember? I think this was probably several years ago. Do you remember when Batman got pulled over?
I may have heard that story. I don't.
A guy in a black, Batmobile. I mean, a black convertible. Was dressed up as Batman, and he got pulled over for having an expired license plate or something like that. And the police, say, "Hey, do you have your license?" And so he was. I mean, he was going. Like say, might have an expired license plate by a couple of days or so. And he said, "Well, where are you heading?" He goes, "Well, I'm heading to the children's hospital. This is what I do. I volunteer as a Batman, and I visit sick children to kind of bring up their spirits and everything." And of course, he didn't get a ticket, and the police are calling dispatch and say, "Yeah, I just pulled over Batman," and all the other cops come and they take their picture, and then they again, they don't give him a ticket because he's out there doing doing some good work,
Right.
And,
Officer discretion.
Yeah, and then they escort him to the hospital so he can go visit the kid.
That's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. There are lots of cool stories out there about interactions that are actually funny.
I just sent you that link. You've got to watch it.
And by the way, you also have a photograph there that I sent you. Can you see the picture that I just sent you?
Well, I'll take a look at it.
Yeah.
Can you
Just go to the video
can you
first.
see it? Can you see the picture?
Yep, I can see it. I'll be sure to put that photo on my delete it and put it in my trash.
I'm sure that you will.
Psycho man.
It's a fender, a bumper for boats, and I think I've got 4 of them. But they look great in the studio. Okay.
You got 4 boats?
No, I only got 2 right now, but I got 4 fenders.
Oh, so I know what I can tell you what we can do with that NC State fender.
Yeah, I can display it. It's just like I'm doing right now. Okay.
You could take it out to the beach and give it to whatever beach rescue people
That's
that would
not the kind
hopefully have.
It's not the kind of thing.
And they
that
can use it as a flotation. Well, good. Then it'll sink and float away, right?
No, it won't sink, but it's not meant for
Okay.
flotation.
Anyway.
Okay. Chris, thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, before we get into more trouble, let's
just-
I'm gonna run with it.
I've been getting a call from the commission. Would y'all stop talking about lifeguards?
They're working on it.
on it.
They're working on it.
Well, you can talk about Rayford's favorite subject, truck driving.
Oh, okay. Oh, Chris.
Not driving.
All right, guys, I'll talk to y'all next
Bye.
week.
See ya.
Bye, Chris.
A little blustery last few days here. The wind's coming down. Thank you. That's going to be good news for those folks out there who want to go fishing offshores.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to get way out there offshore where the big fish are right now. Oh, my. So anyway, northeasterly winds today, still blustery, 20 to 25 knots, gusts to 30. They'll start to come down later this afternoon. Seas this morning, 5 to 7 feet, only 2 to 4 on shore, but getting there is going to be a problem. Sounds and rivers are rough. Tomorrow, northeasterly winds 10 to 15. Becoming easterly 5 to 10 in the afternoon. Tomorrow's looking better, especially in the afternoon. Seas 4 to 6 feet. They should start to come down, but they're 11 seconds apart, so they're still doable. 2 to 4 near shore. Sounds and rivers a moderate chop, diminishing to a light chop in the afternoon of Saturday. Get those fishing reels are ready to scream because the Spanish mackerel should be coming in. If they're not there already, they are there further offshore, but you will be able to get there even in a moderate sized boat. You don't have to have a huge boat to get there right now.
Very good.
Seas 3 to 5, except 2 to 3 near shore. Sounds and rivers a light chop.
Today, mostly sunny with a high near 71. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 45. Friday, sunny with a high near 76. Saturday, sunny with a high near 85. And Sunday, sunny with a high near 79. No rain in sight. We need La Nina to come back.
We need some more rain. I like great weather conditions and everything, but we need some rain.
Well, you talk about boating and you're talking about marine conditions and when it's good to take your boat out or not. But
I like-
recent story that just hit.
I like water soup for my garden. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I got to water it.
Well, let's
that's
talk about what
expensive.
happened in the Bahamas over the weekend.
Okay.
Lynette Hooker, a 55-year-old, that's her name now.
Yes.
Lynette Hooker, a 55-year-old Michigan woman, went missing after reportedly falling overboard from a small boat in the Bahamas. Here's the incident. Lynette and her husband Brian, both U.S. nationals, departed from Hopetown on the Abaco Islands around 7:30 p.m. on Saturday, April 4th, heading to Elbow Cay in an 8-foot hard-bottom dinghy.
A what?
An 8-foot hard-bottom dinghy.
That's something you pull behind a sailboat in case.
Yeah. During the trip, Lynette reportedly fell overboard while holding the boat keys, which caused the engine to shut off. Strong currents then carried her away, and her husband lost sight of her. Sure you did.
All right.
Brian Hooker.
Then she had the keys hooked to her belt, probably on a lanyard.
Wow. Okay. Brian Hooker paddled the dinghy to shore, arriving at the Marsh Harbor Boatyard around 4 a.m. Now, this happened around 7:30, is when they departed Hopetown. But he returned at 4 a.m. to the Marsh Harbor Boatyard, where he reported the incident. And authorities went out there, including the Coast Guard, the Bahamas Police Force, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, Hopetown Volunteer Fire and Rescue, And they conducted air and water searches, and they were not able to find her. Now, I will tell you that her daughter and her mother are requesting a formal investigation.
Yeah,
The
I hope
husband was arrested. Well, he was brought in for questioning
yes.
yesterday.
Have a chat with him.
One report said he was arrested. The other report said no, he was just brought in and detained for questioning or whatever. But there now are reports coming out that there has been some DV issues between the two, domestic
Violence.
Yes, violence issues between the husband and wife. And he put out a statement, which I can't find it right now, but his statement said, I am so saddened by what happened. We're in rough waters and the water was choppy. I mean, it was complete alibi, excuse. And I was like, well, he's already putting out there everything. But if the water was so rough, and they were avid sellers too. They maintained a social media page about selling. They had a small yacht, and they were supposedly returning to the yacht with the dinghy where they traveled off the yacht and were in the dinghy or whatever. But why was she not wearing a life vest if the water was rough? They're experienced boaters. They know.
I don't know how rough the water was. An 8-foot hard bottom. It was an 8-foot rubber boat.
Right.
I'd feel less uncomfortable about it. But other people tow who sail. They tow a lot of very small boats, little 8-footers, so they can paddle it. Sometimes with a little motor they'll have on it. Paddle it to the docks. They have to anchor up offshore, right? And then or tie up on a buoy or a tie spot offshore. But then they'll row up to the beach or wherever they want to go for dinner or whatever. They do that. They have little docks there called dinghy docks, and that's all they use them for traveling sailors. I don't know what kind of the boat it was. They're not necessarily seaworthy. They will handle conditions because they're being towed most of the time. But I don't. It's not making a lot of sense, to be honest with you. Why did she have keys hooked to her? If
Exactly.
keys weren't in her hand, they would have been either a lanyard wrapped around her wrist, and that would have been intentional. He would have known that.
All right, he has been arrested.
Unless he's lying and then he threw the keys over after she fell over or was managed to get into the water somehow. or
I
another.
think the whole thing is suspicious. I
Well,
think
it's
we will see
suspicious.
this on Law and Crime on the next court case that they'll have it on there.
Well, they're going to have to prove it.
Guilty.
They're going to have to prove it.
Guilty.
What's your evidence?
Well,
They haven't recovered her, and they won't likely. How far offshore were they?
It does not say.
Okay,
But,
well, Abacos and the whole Bahamas they've got things called sharks, and matter of fact, there are places there you can go diving and feed the sharks or watch your dive master feed the sharks. I've never done it. Not going to feed a shark. Don't want to.
says in an interview with CBS News, the daughter described her mother as an experienced swimmer who's been sailing for more than 10 years. And she says, I don't understand how she got the key to the boat. Her father is always driving the boat. So basically, he's always been in charge
You
of the
don't know
key.
that.
Oh, we don't know that. Yes, we don't know what happened during that instance. You know, family members can testify to the fact that whenever they've gone out with him, he's always been in charge.
Yep.
Oh, but this is his statement. All right. As soon as I read this statement, I was like, guilty. His statement is, I am heartbroken over the recent boat accident. In unpredictable seas and high winds that caused my beloved Lynette to fall from her small dinghy near Elbow Cay in the Bahamas. Despite desperate attempts to reach her, the winds and currents drove us further apart. We continue to search for her, and that is my sole focus. That is nothing but an alibi, right? That's nothing but excuses to cover the fact he shoved her off the boat and left her. Guilty.
Or she fell off the boat and he left her.
Well, you know, guilty. I've already made up my mind. I try to keep an open
But he
mind.
was able to paddle the boat to shore.
He was able to hand paddle the boat to shore. Well, to paddle. I'm sure he had oars or whatever. He was able to paddle. But look, Rayford, if Robbie fell off the boat,
Mhm.
were you just going to throw a flotation device and hope she catches? You're going to jump off and go help her.
I'm going to put the boat over to where she is.
Right. Okay.
I have on the boat, you have a buoy. Of
Right.
course, you have life. And on mine, I always had one that you could throw.
Right.
And it has a lanyard, a small, very light rope attached to it.
And if she's an expert swimmer,
it doesn't matter. It's ski
she
rope.
get to it.
Yeah. Well, you throw it to them.
That's what I'm saying. And being that she's an expert swimmer, she should be able to stay up above long enough
To
if
get
it
to it.
all just happened to get to it.
Yeah.
He's already making excuses. Well,
That little
it
boat
was
did not have
windy.
any life saving equipment on board. I'll bet you probably didn't even have a life jacket.
well, I
It's
guarantee.
not required in other countries.
And what
to
they
do the
say in
same thing we
Bahamas, they have
here.
a lot of boating accidents
They do.
and deaths and stuff like
They-
that because it's not really the law. And
If you want to kill somebody, take them to the Bahamas and
Yes.
take them out on a boat.
that's right.
And
That's-
it's your
mhm.
story against the rest of the world.
That's right.
And,
But when I
and
was,
here's what they really should be doing.
yeah.
What we did at Curie Beach for a major in the Army who killed his wife, but he said he was never at Curie Beach. Got satellite pictures. The government paid to get this pictures from the satellite that was over there at
Hello,
that specific time.
Right. Right.
They are there
Well-
are pictures available, and they should grab them.
I can't see where if they went out it didn't exactly say when this happened, but they went out at 7:30
PM.
and they were only going from this point to this point. Evidently, it wasn't that far away, but why did it take them to 4 a.m. to get to the club? He didn't finish
Paddle.
chopping her up till 3?
No paddling. He didn't have a motor. Remember that was working.
It couldn't have been that far.
Oh yeah, in the ocean it could be. If you're battling currents.
I don't
And
believe any
hopefully-
of it. I don't believe any of it. He probably chopped her up and fed her to the sharks.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, he's guilty.
A former Fort Bragg employee with top secret clearance is accused of leaking classified military tactics to a reporter, a journalist, then admitting to her mother that she could be arrested for exposing sensitive operations. Uh-oh. He gave it to a journalist and then told the journalist's mama she better not release that information. Why did he give it to her? Oh, it had to be a male-female relationship going on. That's going to be my story. He's 40 years old, Courtney Williams, an Army veteran assigned to a special military unit at Fort Bragg, was arrested by the feds Tuesday this week and charged with unlawfully transmitting national defense information, including classified tactics used in covert missions to an investigative reporter over a period spanning several years. According to the complaint, Williams held a top secret sensitive compartmented information clearance. He was a big guy. He had lots of access to lots of information. Oh no, that's a gas chamber here. Direct access to highly sensitive operational details, including tactics, techniques, and procedures, commonly known as TTPs, used for elite military units at Bragg. Those military units, we know what they are. It's going to be Delta and the 82nd.
Just put him in a boat and take him to the Bahamas.
Halfway.
Let the dog in.
Oh, he's going to have he's got to happen between 2022 and 2025. He communicated extensively with this journalist, including phone calls lasting hundreds of minutes and roughly 180 text messages, while also sending documents and materials that were later published in an article and a book identifying her as the source. Oh, my God. Hang 'em high.
Hang 'em high.
Hang 'em high. They got a movie about that. Hang 'em high.
Yeah, they do.
My buddy was in that movie. Clint Eastwood.
Yes. Oh, I love Clint Eastwood.
So did my grandmother. I just don't understand a lot of stuff. That's me. At the top of my list today is the compound word ceasefire.
What?
Here we go. On the battlefield, it's common for a commander to holler, ceasefire! Happens for a variety of reasons, often meaning that the other guys have had enough and don't have any fight left, or they're dead. In today's politically oriented BS fights, when the number one team has promised the second-rate team that unless they agree to certain terms, which includes the stipulation that they will quit shooting, that means cease firing, their future will be drastically shortened. That's what the number one guys promised the number two guys. Is this sounding familiar? We told them, you need to stop shooting or we're going to do really bad things to the rest of you.
Right.
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 So they said, okay. For a few days, President Trump has been promising that as of earlier this week, bad things were going to be happening beginning if Tehran did not agree to stop shooting and start working on ways to play nice. So Tehran at the 11th hour calls for a ceasefire and sets out terms that I hope we will not agree to. They got their butts up against the wall. We're killing them. We're destroying their army, their navy, whatever else they put up. We kill them. We kill their leaders. We kill their second in commands. We just kill. We do what you're supposed to do in a war.
Right.
You kill the other enemy, right? And they are putting out terms for a ceasefire. Oh no. We'll quit shooting. We'll quit shooting when y'all don't have any ammo left, or you're dead. That's the terms that we use.
There's no cease. They were
while they were announcing their demands, which are not even worth talking about. Y'all can find them online. You can find them anywhere. But I know, because it gets my blood boiling. They sent missiles towards Israel while they were demanding or calling for this ceasefire. They weren't demanding. We were demanding. They were saying, we'll quit shooting if you will do this and this and this. And they kept shooting.
Both sides are still doing it.
They kept shooting. They sent missiles into Israel while they were talking about a ceasefire.
Right.
As an example, Iran will agree to allow ships to pass in the Straits of Hormuz for $2 million apiece. They are going to charge $2 million apiece so they can buy more missiles to let ships in through through the Straits of Hormuz. Sure. Y'all can pound sand. That's my message to Tehran. Y'all can pound sand, and the modified message that Johnny Carson used to give: may the fleas of your donkeys and goats infect your most private areas.
Well, I will tell you that late yesterday afternoon, we talked about before what's in Iran's 10-point ceasefire agreement, according to Iran. Well, Trump got on yesterday afternoon, and I saw this live, and then I saw his Truth Social post. He said what the TV is reporting, these different news agencies are reporting, like NBC, CNN, et cetera. He said that's not true. He said that everything that's been circulated about what Iran's been, their 10-point, this is what we want, $2 million per ship that goes through, and et cetera. We want no more bombing. We don't want you to ever even talk to us again. He said none of that is not what he got. He said, that's not what the negotiations are. He says, I don't know where all that came from. So I don't know, Rayford.
That's what the president said.
That's what the president said yesterday.
He said none of what was being reported is true.
Right. Let me see.
It's time for the media to put up or shut up.
Well, the thing about it is, I don't know what's true anymore. I really don't know what's true.
Well, we know the president will say what he feels is necessary.
This is just a little bit of what I've got right here. This is what Carolyn Levitt said yesterday at the Daily Press News Conference, whatever. If it'll come up now. He said, she said, come on. Trump rejected Iran's initial 10-point plan as unserious and unacceptable.
That must be the one they're talking about then.
And says Levitt said the proposal did not meet U.S. expectations and was immediately dismissed.
Okay.
She's saying that the initial proposal sent out by Iran was outright rejected by Donald Trump and his negotiating team, calling it fundamentally unserious, unacceptable, and completely
That doesn't mean that it wasn't what they put out.
But he said yesterday that's what these news agencies were putting out, was the one that was thrown in the garbage by the president.
So they did put out this. This was their demand.
That's right.
Okay, well,
but it was not accepted.
Well, good.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it would not have been.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think some of these news agencies are trying to beat each other to the punch. And so they get a list of what Iran's demands were, and they post that out there, and it goes everywhere.
I'm glad that they posted it. Why? Because it shows just how stupid these people are. Because here's what they can say. We put out a 10-point plan that they refused. Okay, well, what is it? I want to know what was in it.
The thing about it, Rayford, when it first came out, it didn't say anything about this was seen by Trump and refused. Because I was sending it to you. It's like, look at their demands are ridiculous.
I don't know when it was refused.
I believed it.
Maybe it had not been refused at that time. But either way, they put it out. This is what they were demanding. It's not what they're going to get. I knew that. There's no way they're going to get that. My God.
Now, see, NBC News is reporting right here in this news story 20 hours ago, as U.S. and Iran agreed to a ceasefire, what's actually in the deal. And so they're posting Iran's 10-point proposal for full of peace deal and would be a workable basis on which to negotiate.
Which 10-point plan? The new one?
No, this is the original one.
Okay, so they reported this 20 hours ago.
Yeah, this was 20 hours ago.
So when did Trump say all of this was crap?
It was yesterday. I couldn't tell you exactly what time it was.
20 hours ago.
But that's what I'm saying is that it was put out there as a news release, whatever. It went viral, and evidently, according to the president, he's like, that's no.
Our mess here in North Carolina is infecting our friends to the south.
What?
All the crap that we've got here that was not supposed to be here on the East Coast, even, at least south of the, anywhere from the Mason-Dixon line south, that we should not be having this. But now it's in South Carolina. A pastor and his wife there arrested after a foster child reported being a victim of sexual abuse.
Oh, no.
Rodney Gibson and Kawana Young, both 50, charged with unlawful contact with a minor. This happened in Richland County. I think that's Columbia.
Yeah, Columbia. That's
Gibson
where
is
my
also
brother lives.
facing charges of first-degree criminal sexual conduct, second-degree criminal sexual conduct with a minor, unlawful conduct toward a minor, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Oh, my. They're 50 years old. A victim came forward last month to report sexual abuse endured while in foster care at the couple's home. Gibson is accused of sexually assaulting the victim on several occasions, starting at age 15 until they aged out of the foster care program. Investigators learned that a minor was living with Gibson and Young now. The child told investigators they had been sexually abused by Gibson and physically abused by Young. The minor was then moved to emergency protective custody. They took the kid away. Good for them. The one that said,
Raver, do they not make the dolls anymore or whatever? What, these people have to go after children now? I mean,
this is a sick thing. This is
sick.
This is just sick.
Very
just,
sick.
Just sick. After we've got to bring back public flogging. You know what I mean by that?
We need to bring back
That's-
Jesus.
That's the bull. Well, you can get some Jesus with a bullwhip.
We need to bring back Jesus.
We can introduce you to Jesus.
Oh my gosh. I'm just like, well, you know what? Now I heard he's talking about that. I heard a report yesterday on the national news about how more and more people are going back to church now and they're finding it to be an exciting thing.
Well, good.
And they're talking about it more. And I'm like, yeah, we all need Jesus.
Yeah,
I
but
think
we
that's
don't
wonderful.
need it. What doesn't need to be commercialized?
No. But yeah, I mean, that story is horrible. People like that you would expect would be the last people that you couldn't trust.
Well, you know, that kind of crap's been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
And sometimes the people that you should be able to trust are those that you really have to look at real closely. Now, do not paint all people in positions of authority like teachers,
Right.
principals, the ministers. Don't paint them all with the same brush. Do not
No.
paint all cops with the same brush.
No.
Don't paint all truck drivers with the same brush. Don't paint all of everybody with the same brush. They are the exception. That's the good thing. We report on the exceptions. Those are the bad people. Unfortunately, which we try to talk to good people a lot. We like good people. We like to do good stories. But
Yes.
this other stuff sometimes just gets in there. It's
Well, I was following the people that I follow on X that are up there in
I'm
Arizona
sorry.
on the Nancy Guthrie stuff. I mean, it's just so sad. But anyway, the HOA out there now.
The
was supposed-
HOA?
Yeah, the HOA people were out there last night. Well, not at her house. They had a meeting last night discussing the flowers and stuff that people have put at Nancy's yard about having it removed because it goes against the HOA rules. Now, there is a neighbor that goes out there every other day and cleans up, removes the dead stuff, straightens everything up to make it look nice and keep it nice for, hoping that Miss Guthrie comes home, or out of memory for her. And now the HOA wants it removed.
Well, the HOA.
Don't
I'm
get
gonna
me
tell you
started
what I
on the
can do with
HOA.
a HOA. What she can do.
Yeah, I mean, really? I mean,
You know there's going to be a woman doing that in the HOA business, right? Because there's no band that would.
there's no man that would even dare do that. No, cross that line. No way.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh.
Well, talking about HOAs, here's a HOA property manager in South Florida She's accused of siphoning off hundreds of thousands from local HOA accounts, then allegedly blowing the cash on plastic surgery,
She's
vacations, and
really a
shopping
hoe.
sprees.
She's a real honest to goodness hoe.
She better leave those flowers alone. The Martin County Sheriff's Office said it's obtained an arrest warrant for Alexandra Gonzalez, 46, in connection with the investigation into alleged fraud involving HOA accounts, and we mean HOA. She managed while employed by the property management company.
Bless her hoe heart.
The 2 counts of fraud exceeded over $50,000. She needs to get her money back for that facelift, is all I've got to say.
Ugh.
It
Did not go well.
2 counts of grand theft, 61 counts of uttering false instruments, and 59 counts of embezzlement. Her bond was set at $1.35 million, but let somebody go out and assault a child. Bond set at $50,000. I mean, really? That's what's wrong with our justice.
You know, you go to ball games these days, as Chris will tell you, and you want a hot dog, or you want a hamburger,
Yes.
you want popcorn, you want what it's going to cost you, right?
Right,
And the prices keep going up.
right. Unless you know a way to hide them up your sleeve or something,
$83 for a hamburger
like
or
you
whatever. I
hide
don't
popcorn.
know. Anyway, there's a bunch of swingers.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Oh yeah, the swingers.
I'm not even, I don't want to even
The
know.
swingers.
I don't even want to know this.
They went on social media
Oh, God.
after a journalist shared a photograph of its concession menu during the
Oh,
Augusta National Women's Amateur.
okay.
The Post highlighted food prices that remain low in 2026.
Were they smuggling their own hot dogs in?
The stand offered sandwiches ranging from $1.50 to $3,
Oh, my gosh.
including egg salad and pimento cheese at the low end, and club and ham and cheese options at $3.
A hot
Muffins
dog.
were priced at $2.50. Cookies and chips were sold for $1.50,
Yeah,
which is cheap at
Yeah,
this national stand.
not bad
A
at
Georgia
all.
peach ice cream sandwich, $3.
okay.
Not bad.
No.
Peach ice cream. Georgia peach ice. Oh, I love homemade peach ice cream. Popcorn and candy, $2. Over-the-counter pain relievers like Advil or Aleve, 75 cents. That's cheaper
How
than they
much
were.
is a Miller?
That's cheaper than they were
Bud.
in
Right.
30 years ago at a hospital that I know.
Yes.
You know what they were charging patients for a
what?
Tylenol?
It was
$7.50.
yeah. What for one?
For one, and you always got two. These were not the giant ones; these were the little tiny
The little tiny
325s.
ones, like
$7.50 a piece. If you asked for
What?
something for pain, they gave it to you, and it showed up on your bill, insurance bills, and everything. They were charging you and or the insurance company $7.50 a piece for them. And you know why? Where they got them? They got barrels of them free from Tylenol. Why did they get barrels of them free from Tylenol?
it's
Because most doctors and hospitals recommend Tylenol
That's right.
for your pain.
not anymore.
Seriously, that's what the advertising was. And they
Right.
supplied this hospital
Right.
literally with a barrel. I saw the barrel. It looked like a 55-gallon drum.
Right. That's like going to the dentist and getting your little toothpaste and toothbrush before you leave and your floss. It's all
These
free
swingers
stuff.
are golfers, by the way.
Oh.
They said the golf club.
Darn.
Where did your mind go?
I thought we were going somewhere entirely different and I was just gearing up for it.
Anyway, they're saying that this is
Darn.
one of the best parts of Augusta. They're holding the prices down.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Good for
Good for
them,
them.
yeah. I can remember going to Yankee Stadium, and this was the old Yankee Stadium. We took our daughter when she was real little. I mean, this was back, 35 years ago?
$15 for a hamburger,
40
right?
years.
$20.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
$7 for one hot dog, and you had, that's all it came. Hot dog.
You want
On a bun.
you want a bun with that?
Yeah,
You-
really.
you, want some relish with that?
Have you heard this real quick? I'm going to ask you this because I
Uh-huh.
know we have to go. But have you heard anything about eligible U.S. men will be automatically registered for the military draft
Yeah. I heard that.
beginning in December? So instead of you having to fill it out once you turn 18,
The
government's gonna do it for you.
Well,
Oh.
you actually were supposed to be registering all along.
right. But this, the rule change was submitted by the Selective Service
I'm
System.
over 18. You think you're going to put my name down there?
Uh,
I'll go. Let me go.
I mean,
Just
all
don't
it's
do it
really
my
doing
way.
is the government is registering you for you, registering
yeah.
for you. But I wonder how many 18 to 25-year-olds don't actually register. What
All of
happens
them.
if you don't? Do you get a
Nothing.
letter?
Nothing.
Says, we're
Nothing.
finding you?
No.
We're coming after you?
No.
Then do they do it?
No.
There you go.
Do you know where you would register? At the draft board is where you used to register. In
the
the courthouse.
post office.
Where would you register? Who?
We did it at the post office.
You did.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Sure did. I don't know if they still do it, but they did it while I was there. Yes, sirree.
I don't know. My dad was scared to death when I turned 18. He said, "No, we got to make sure we get down there and get you registered." Okay, we'll do it. So he took me, made sure I got down there.
Right.
So,
Right.
I mean, within 2 days of my 18th birthday, I was signed and ready to sail and ready to roll.
You know, my father's mother kind of fibbed a little bit on his
I'm sure they lied.
thing to join the U.S. Marine Corps
A lot of
because
people
Dad
did that.
was still 16 when he joined.
Yeah, a lot of people.
That's how he got into World War II
It's
at
kind
the
of like
end.
Artie Murphy.
Yes.
He was like 15, I think, 14 or
Yes.
15.
Well, she wanted to get rid of him. They had she had a lot, there was a lot of brothers and sisters.
Oh,
and
had
it
too
just was
many.
like, yeah,
Okay.
you
gotcha.
need to go.
Okay, we'll be back tomorrow, and
Yes.
we're going to have some guys from the Marine Corps League in here.
Yes,
right?
Marine Corps League
Yay!
Attachment 262 out of
They're
Onslow
going to
County.
be showing up. They got things happening out there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm anxious to have. My dad used to be the commandant
Oh,
at that one
El
detachment
Commandant.
for quite a while, and yeah,
Commandant.
so it'd be like having friends come in.
Who is the
tomorrow.
most famous commandant on TV?
Commandant on TV?
Do 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 do.
We talking
do, do,
movie? We
do,
talking
do,
TV
do.
show? We
I'm
talking
talking about on
reality?
TV.
On
Do,
TV,
do, do,
commandant.
do, 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 do,
Well, I guess
do,
it would be the president when he comes on. What?
do, 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 do.
Don't do Jeopardy to me.
No.
What? Who?
He was at World War II. Do, do,
Oh,
do, 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 do.
George Patton?
No, he was in charge of a prison.
He was in charge of a prison. Oh my gosh, Rayford. I don't know. You'll tell me and I'll know.
Commandant Klink,
Oh,
commander.
Are
He was
you
the
talking
commandant
about
of the prison?
Nash?
Yeah, no. This was
Clink?
yeah.
I'm thinking Klinger, whatever.
I'll think of the name of the show in a minute. Anyways, about the prison, World War II prisoners.
Oh, well, oh,
The funny,
okay. then.
the
I don't-
satirical show.
I don't
Oh,
you tell me the name and I don't think I ever watched it.
well, you watched it. I am sure everybody watched it. We're not going to leave till I give you the name of it.
I don't remember it. I have no clue what you were talking about.
Hogan's Heroes was the name of it.
Oh, Hogan's
Yep, there we go.
Heroes. I hardly ever watched that as a kid. I just was not
What?
interested. Yeah,
What?
I was too busy watching General Hospital and Dark
That
Shadows.
figures.
Dark
That
Shadows.
figures. I couldn't remember
Yeah,
the
I
name
was
of
a
that.
kid
but
watching
just
Dark
as I was
Shadows.
punching the name in there, there it was.
Yeah. Now I no. Yeah. Okay.
A sad day on this date in history.
Why is that?
Robert E. Lee surrendered.
I have a nephew named Robert E. Lee. And we both know a Robert E. Lee.
I do.
Yes.
I know there's a dentist in town.
I didn't know that.
His last name is Sherman.
Oh.
I went to see him one time.
Okay.
And the first thing I asked him, I said, got a question to ask you. Are you related to certain group of Shermans?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, no, I don't know them. I said, how about that other group of Shermans? He said, go look at my little shingle up here on the wall. And I did.
Oh.
His name, his name is R.L. Sherman, but his real name, Robert Lee Sherman.
Wow.
His family, his parents had a sense of humor, he said.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
Robert Lee
Mhm.
Sherman. That was, I mean, you got the last name Sherman. What you going to do? Let's have some fun with it. Well, name you Robert Lee.
Well, at least they can pronounce and say his name, so
Well, that's
his
it.
parents are okay.
All right, we will see you on Wednesday,
What?
tomorrow.
Tomorrow, Friday, Red Day. Wear your red, everyone.
Red Day.
Honor those
Red
deployed.
Day. And think about my fender over here, the red fender, the North Carolina State University. Emblem on it, the
another
wolf
sticker
back
to put
on
on
it.
there.
There we go. My wolf is on it.
How did you end up being a State fan? You didn't go to State.
Yeah.
When did you go to State? Was there a college then?
1966. It had just become a university. Let's
Okay.
just put it that way. That's
It just become.
the bumper stickers were still
I
state
didn't know
college.
you went to state.
You're live and local, real talk. We're
It's your
always
state of
awake.
mind.
We're always awake. Always awake and never
Never
woke.
woke.
See you in the morning. Bye.